Joe List is here, and the reason he's here is because he's going to be at Sidesplitters this weekend, 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com to go see him. And if it's not sold out, I would go online and pick your tickets and pick your seats now, because those shows will sell out for sure.
I think the early shows are sold out, I believe, or very close to. So go to the late shows. And the late shows, those are tougher. So we need real good people, because sometimes they get a little wild there. I will say, Sidesplitters gets a little wild.
A little rowdy?
Yeah. Last night, some guy.
You're kind of what's a nice way to say this? You're dainty.
Dainty?
Yeah.
What is that? I look at it like, what? Dainty?
You don't seem like a guy who's like, if their fight broke out next to me, I'd be like, look at these.
Non-confrontational, maybe.
Yeah, okay, that's more.
I'm non-confrontational on stage, but I'll get into it if I have to. But I've had this for years. I'll see comics be like, "Hey, why don't you shut your mouth, pal? Or I'll shut your wife's mouth." And I'm like, "Can you fight?
No, fight.
Are you crazy?"
Yeah,
people, there's certain comics who just talk like I'm like, "Are you like a trained fighter? Like, that's a real person. He'll kill you."
Yeah.
And everyone probably has guns.
But that's the thing. We all got guns, and I don't see you as Galvin said, maybe not dainty, non-confrontational. I'm not phased by fights or arguments, or I just let things happen around me. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to fight me, I would be phased. People fighting in the crowd.
Can you fight? You've never gotten in a fight.
I've trained mixed martial arts for a long time.
I know you have, but have you gotten in a fight?
No.
Yeah.
I avoid fights, as you should. But
Derek does all the fighting for you.
No, I'm tougher than him.
Are you really?
Oh, I'd choke him right out.
Old tugboat Derek?
Yeah, he's a desk guy. He's a pencil pusher. What are you, crazy? I live in New York City, for God's sake.
I feel like he worked his way up. Was it you or Mark that said you fell asleep on the train and woke up several stops later and got mugged?
That was Mark. Yeah.
Have you been mugged?
No, not mugged. I've just had a lot of run-ins with homeless people. I had one in Austin where I had to run. And, I'm a big runner. I run. As soon as his first sign of trouble,
choke him out.
I know people say this too. They're like, "Aren't you a trained? Don't you take MMA?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I goof around with my buddy who's a black belt, and we have fun." I'm like, I'm not choking out heroin addicts in the street.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's a lot different too, between just like rolling and then actually fighting a homeless guy and get his blood on you and stuff. And
exactly,
it's better to run.
Yeah, he's got HIV and a shiv and all this stuff. Like it's not. I'm like doing a fun I get some cardio. I learn some things. I'm not beating up men in the street.
Who would fight in an MMA fight? Who would win between you and Luis Gomez?
Oh, Luis would kill anybody.
Yeah,
this is why I disagree with Bobby, because Bobby and him will scream at each other, and Bobby's like, "Dude, I'm a tough guy," and I'm like, Luis would drag you around and kill you.
Yeah, but you guys are counting out. You're counting out Bobby's kid prison.
Yeah. No. So deceptively, Bobby, but now with the weight loss, I don't know. Because
Bobby's very strong.
Bobby and I got into it, and Bobby tackled me into the drum set, and I could not get him off me.
Oh, wow. Well, Bobby is extreme. Like, he lifts, and he's very strong. But Luis is both insane. I mean, he lives in an adult prison in his head, and he trains all day, every day. No, Luis is a serious fighter, I think. I think he would be, I mean, anyone that's, more trained, but I think he would destroy all. I think how many people are in here? 4 of us were like, let's all fight Luis right now.
Yeah.
I think he would handle us.
Challenge accepted.
I mean, I don't know. Don't you think?
No. I mean, not 4 of us.
I feel like you're underestimating.
I don't want to fight him one-on-one.
Right.
But I think of it 4
maybe
of us.
4 of us. I mean, the K-man's not. I mean, that's not going to be
poke somebody's eye.
Oh, yeah, once we got him down, I guess. I don't imagine you're all that mobile in a fight.
Oh, you don't have to be mobile in a fight. You just got to be strong, and you got to be dirty.
But he could run around behind you, jump on your back, take you back.
What are you gonna do?
Choke. I mean, couldn't
carry him
back, but
carry him around the room.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
like Andre and
exactly. I could talk a big game, but I'm 53 years old. I can't remember the last time I got in a fight. I'm just gonna shoot somebody.
So you and Bobby are the same exact age.
Yeah, well, that's why I remember my best friends.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Joe List, go see him at Sidesplitters this weekend, 960-1197. The second guy to drop an F-bomb this week on the show.
Yeah,
I was the first.
He did it, so don't feel bad. Yeah, I mean, he knows we're not on the podcast. I got
so comfortable, and I was like, I can't, and I dropped it. It was hard.
You eyeballing the drum set at all? I saw on your Instagram that you're thinking about doing a little drumming. I saw you in there playing.
I mean, that snare looks a little.
They're not put together right now.
Yeah, so I was going to make it all nice for you coming in and stuff, but Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Plus, I had to use the cymbals the other day, so I took the cymbals off. So
No, I love to bang on the drum, but I don't play the drums, but I can make it look. I play drums better than people that don't play the drums.
So
I will ask you this: have you taken any lessons at all?
0 lessons.
Then you're way ahead of everybody else, because I saw you play the other day in a music store.
Yeah.
And you have rhythm and you know a little bit of what you're doing. So that's good. Which most people get on there and they go, how do you do it? And you have no idea.
Yeah, I can do this. What do you call it? Well, geez, I'm attached to the cord. What an amateur. I'm saying the F word. The cord is attached to my shoe. This is like humiliating. I think I have to live here now.
Yeah.
Fine,
how did this even happen?
We got plenty of room. What did it do? It really wrapped around your lace?
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the couch.
I got to take my shoe off.
Actually,
oh, I did it.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I can do it. Look at this.
I can do that.
That's
Do it.
triples,
Prove it.
triplets.
Triplets.
No, mine are
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
Not even-
a little bit off.
What do I know?
It's better. Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I can do it. Somebody commented on because I put a drum video up a couple of years ago, and someone wrote, "What can't he almost do?" Which I appreciate it.
That's good.
As a
That's
compliment.
good.
Yeah.
It fits.
Will you be going to any of the Pearl Jam shows in New York next week?
I'm going to both MSG shows, and I'm going to both Fenway shows.
I had tickets to both MSG shows and I can't go, and I'm very frustrated with
Why?
that. Because we're broadcasting from Universal Studios that week, so I would have had to take the whole week off, and now I can't do that. So,
Do you still have the tickets? Because one of the shows I don't have the tickets yet.
I was actually invited by a friend of mine. Yeah, there was a long waiting list, and I was at the top of the list. And now that I can't go,
I just realized I might hit up Louis because Louis still in an MSG. He's done so many shows there, and he's like, if you ever want to go to something, we can go VIP. So
yeah.
Nice.
maybe I'll call in that favor.
All right, well, let me know. I'll come back up. For that.
Yeah, please.
Have you met them before?
No, almost. So this is an interesting story. So Nate Bargatze, you must know Nate, Red
Sure.
State Nate. He's become friends with Eddie Vedder, and Nate is huge, crazy. And so he befriended Eddie by doing like some benefit show, and he doesn't know, he's not a Pearl Jam guy,
Right.
He listens to garbage. So when he met Eddie Vedder, he was like, "Oh, my friend Joe List is like obsessed with you." And I had when I did Letterman, I had them play this song called "Down," which I come on stage to, and so he just talked me up to Eddie, and Eddie was like, "I'm gonna check him. Oh, I'll check him out." And I don't know if he ever did, but so he's aware of me. And then right before the baby was born, I was done working. I had gone hard on the road the whole time my wife was pregnant because I didn't want to be around her. And I was finally done with all my shows. And like 4 days before the baby was born, Nate was going to be in Seattle. And he was like, "If you want, I'll fly you out first class, pay you for all the shows. And Eddie's coming to the show. You can meet and hang out with Eddie." And so I talked to Sarah, my wife, and I said, "Okay, great. I'm coming." Very excited. So I flew out there. I do the shows. He's supposed to come to the early show Sunday, and I'm all excited. And then the tour manager called. He goes, "Joe, come here." And I think like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm going to go meet Eddie. And he's like, "I wanted to take you out of the room in case you had an adverse reaction." He's like, hand on my shoulder. Like he's going to tell me my dad died. He's like, "Eddie canceled. He's not feeling well," which is a bummer. But I'm also like hurt. I'm like, well, you didn't have to take me out of the room. Like, I'm not like, I'll be okay. I was like, I'm 42 years old. But it was actually kind of nice because you're like, there's going to be stress. And I was opening. So you're like, you don't want your like favorite rock star to see you do a 7-minute opening set because you feel like you have to be like, usually I headline, I'm doing this.
Right.
And then you just look like a jacket because you got to work clean with Nate. And I wasn't like killing. So then I just look like, he's like, "Oh, that little stupid guy with the glasses likes me,"
How about this? You want to hear a good story? The last Madison Square Garden show, I was there. I think you were there. The 9/11 show.
Yes.
Get a call from my buddy Frankie, who's a fireman in New York City. He's like, "Come meet me right now. We're going to Eddie Vedder's hotel." And I go, "Oh, okay." I didn't even ask any questions. We get in the car. We go over to the hotel. We get there and we are meeting with a guy who is getting a jersey and some other stuff that Eddie wants for that night on the stage. And I'm like, "Oh, great." So we give the guy the stuff, no sign of Eddie, but whatever. He's got the stuff. It was cool. And we may see him later on, whatever. We go to the show and nothing happens. I go, "Okay, cool. Good show." Fly back here. Next day I'm at work. I get off the air. My buddy Frankie's blowing me up. I call him. I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "You're not going to believe this. Eddie Vedder's management just called. Eddie's forgot to take the stuff from the hotel last night. So they told me to drive up to Philadelphia now." And he went up there with his daughter, They put him up in the hotel, brought him out. He hung out at backstage with them and the whole thing, brought him up on stage in his fireman gear, gave him a big 9/11 shout out, the whole deal. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sent the video. Yeah, we saw the video.
Him, he goes, "This is my buddy Frank." Yeah, I'm like, "That's Frank. That's my buddy Frank Gill." You don't know
Wow.
Frank. Yeah.
So were you bitter about that?
Yeah, very much. I was even more angry when he said, me and a friend could go. I go, "I'll be on the next flight." He goes, "I'm taking my daughter." I was like, "Your daughter? She's
she doesn't care.
7.
Yeah.
Get out of here with the daughter.
I'm going to take a break and then we'll give him a call. Yeah. So anyway.
Call Eddie Vedder?
No. No, we got to go because we got to call Billy D. Williams.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Lando Calrissian.
Yeah.
He's in town this weekend. He's 87 years old. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a shot.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Joe, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Great
I appreciate
to see
it.
you.
Always happy to be here.
What do we name the baby? Do we say this? Is it a secret?
I wasn't saying, but now it's been out there. It's Marty.
It is Marty.
Marty, the one-man party.
Marty.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with Marty, and tell Sarah we said hi. It's great to see you. See Joe List at Sidesplitters, 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com to make reservations. We'll take a quick break. Billy D. Williams is next on 102.5 The Bone.